All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, and as you can see, we finally got access to the 5.5 beta. So I wanted to jump in really quickly and give you guys an overview of what we will be getting, presumably in the next few days. I know right away a couple of you guys are gonna ask me, "Yo, when can we play with these characters in these uniforms?" It should be no later than October 23rd. Okay, so you gotta wait a little bit. Also, I gotta let y'all know that this video is a part of the Star Agent program, and I am being compensated for this video. It's nothing new, it's just the crystal coupons that we give away on the channel on a monthly basis. Okay, in addition to that, I also have to let you guys know that everything you see in this video is subject to change. So if a character looks really OP, just keep in mind Netmarble could nerf them. Also, if a character looks really weak, Netmarble could buff them before the server goes live for everybody, like I said, presumably next week. So keep that in mind. Nothing is set in stone just yet, besides the fact that we're going to be getting these characters and we're going to be getting these uniforms, and there's going to be the change that we knew was coming for special missions, daily missions, and Dimension Rift. In addition to that, boys, we got some new world bosses. So we got to talk about it, man. A lot to cover. It's going to be a lengthy video. Grab a drink, grab a bite to eat, and let's dive right into it. The only thing I've done so far is I dived in, right? And I structured the characters a little bit so it's easier for me to like get to them. And that way I didn't spend the entire video searching for what I wanted to show to you guys. So first and foremost, we got Team 1 set up here with the 3 new characters, because whenever there's a new update, I know right away the first thing people are going to ask about is character acquisition. How do you acquire these new characters? Who's a tier 2 native? Who's a paywall? All that good stuff, right? Who's free to play? All that good stuff. So first and foremost, my guy, Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo, right? You guys want to know, is he a tier 2 native? Unfortunately, he is not. However, he does look like he's going to be a pretty good PvE character. I can tell you guys that for certain. Also, I know a couple of you guys are probably wondering, is he a paywall since he's been highly requested? Actually, he is not. It says you can find him in the shop, but that is what is said about all characters that can be acquired through Shadowland Selector. So if we go down here for somebody like, I don't know, who can we go for? Like Hulk, for example, right? Hulk is not farmable through any missions in the game. So if you go right here and just click on this, not that, anyways, go on this, click on locations, it will say find them in the shop. However, we know that we can get Hulk through Shadowland Selectors. So presumably, I don't have any selectors in my inventory. Otherwise, I would try to show you guys that way. So keep that in mind. Also, boys, look at this monthly bonus deal. This is the Stark Stash, and you see that there's a 1-month timer here. So keep in mind, after the drop of this update, the 3-month, is it? Yeah, I believe it's 3-month timer is going to be placed on all items that you purchase in Marvel Future Fight, whether it's a package or it's a monthly deal type of situation, like the Stark Stash. I'm still upset about that, I cannot lie, but it is what it is. It's what they're going with. We voiced our opinions about it, and ultimately, that's where we gotta let it die. Next, we got Swordmaster, right? And this guy is also, you can see for yourself, farmable from the shop, but that just means you can get him from Shadowland Selector. So who's the paywall? Is there a paywall? I don't know, guys. You tell me. Okay, I'm just playing. It's actually, surprisingly, Arrow. That's right, boys. You can get her from the monthly deal. And honestly, she looks like she's going to be a really good character. I'm actually quite surprised that they made a character that is not that well known, a paywall character. I was fully expecting to come in and see Brother Voodoo, Dr. Voodoo, paywall. Surprisingly, it's Arrow. However, not so surprisingly, is because she has a really good kit. And we'll start off with Brother Voodoo. We're going to look at all of their skills, and then we're going to look at how they animate and all that good stuff. And we'll talk about skill rotations, all that good stuff, right? It's probably going to be a lengthy video, so grab a drink. Okay, so next up, Brother Voodoo, right? And honestly, his tier 2 passive doesn't look that impressive. And I also do not like tier 2 passive that activate when you activate another skill. This right here, tier 2 passive kind of looks like it's a 2015 tier 2 passive because you have to activate one of your other skills to activate your tier 2 passive. Don't really like it, but overall, it's not as bad as it could be. Honestly, I was expecting something better for Dr. Voodoo, right? Especially since he's a Sorcerer Supreme candidate, right? But it is what it is. Then we got the first skill, just summons an illusion. Not sure if it's gonna pull aggro yet. We'll jump into the preview menu in a sec and we'll check that out. Then we have this skill right here, Voodoo Beam. Cool name, but it's cool that you can move around with the V-pad, and that's definitely gonna be a skill that I have a lot of fun with because I like how it animates from the live stream, right? But I was hoping for some cooler effects. Take a look at the 3 skill though, boys. We got some juicy defense down, stacks all the way up to 45% for 5 seconds, and it works in World Boss, so that's really good. Hate defense down that doesn't apply in World Boss. Then we got his 4-star passive, and it's good because it reduces the enemy's attack, but also heals him, so that's good. And then we have the 4 skill, which, yeah, nice attack buff right here, and then invincibility, which is good. Then we got the 5th skill and more defense down that applies in World Boss Ultimate. So yeah, it looks like he could possibly be a better tier 2 character than Doctor Strange, right? It would have been really cool if all of his skills were actually poison based, because we don't have any poison based character in the game. Well, we do, we have Green Goblin, but you know what I mean, none that is relevant, right? So it would have been really cool, since all of his skills are green, it would have been really cool if they made it so that all of his skills were dealing poison damage, because I know many of us have poison damage obelisks in our inventory that we're waiting for a character to put it on. Okay, so yeah, we'll jump into the preview menu really quickly and take a brief look at his skills, and then we'll move on because, like I said, there's quite a lot to cover and I don't want to keep you guys here super long. I really love the attention to detail. Like, look at the runes, right? Oh my god, look at the runes. Like, that looks super cool. And then we got the Voodoo Beam. It's kind of slow moving, but it's cool that you can move it, right? Oh, and also those spirits that hang around from the 1 skill is actually really cool. They stay around for quite a bit. Let's turn on the AI and let's see, do they pull aggro? It looks like they do pull aggro, so that's quite unfortunate. You guys know I do not like summons that pull aggro, but at least it's not a passive, right? So that means you can exclude this skill if you want to, right? So Voodoo Beam looks cool, kind of slow. And then we got the 3rd skill, which looks super cool. This is definitely going to be one of my favorite skills. What could have made this better in my eyes is if you could control where he was going, right? That would be really, really cool. But ultimately, it's still a really cool skill. And the fact that the skulls, they kind of have tracking, is just way cool. Then we got the 5th skill. Sorry, the 4th skill. 4th skill looks cool as well. And the fact that it has invincibility is good, because that means you won't get guard broken because you have super armor while you have invincibility. So that's good. And then we have the 5th skill right here. Honestly, I was hoping for a little bit more like pizzazz from the 5th skill, maybe like a close-up animation, like, you know, like a cinematic, because we gotten so used to seeing those. So not seeing any in this kit at all, kind of sad, but this looks really, really cool. And that's what, like, this is part of the reason why I said he should have been a poison damage character. He has 1 skill that looks like it does poison, but like, yeah, he should have gotten more than just 1. Okay, moving on. Let's take a look at another one of the characters. Also, they changed a lot of the loading screens. I don't think they changed, they just implemented more, so that's really cool. Some of the wallpapers that you've seen in previous updates, you can now see when you're loading into different game modes, so that's really cool. Then we'll take a look at Arrow, and we got Master of the Wind, aka the Avatar, right? And then honestly, 1 skill is not anything impressive. 2 skill has a guard with super armor for 3 seconds and all defense. Very interesting. And then we got the 3 skill, which I was definitely not expecting to see damage accumulation in her kit. And she also has defense down. Stacks all the way up to 45% for 5 seconds. So basically the duration of the skill from the looks of it. Then we got her 4-star passive, which looks really, really good for a 4-star passive. 50% chance when hit, 75% guaranteed dodge. Only 2 seconds though, and a guard hit. That's actually not a bad 4-star passive. Definitely not a bad 4-star passive. And you can see why she's premium. And then we have incapacitation here with silence and stun. Not really that anything impressive, but whatever. But then we got the juice. This fifth skill, it looks really, really cool, but it also has defense down. Again, it applies in World Boss Ultimate, stacks all the way up to 55% for 10 seconds. The Silver Surfer treatment on this girl's defense down. That's legit. Then we got invincibility, super armor again, this time for 4 seconds. And we got all attack, oh my goodness, and crit rate. Yeah, she's looking like she's gonna be a very good character and one that is very easy to build. Let's check her out. Also, I should have checked out Voodoo's leadership, but we'll do that in a sec. So let's see. Okay, we've seen that already. One skill, just a Shadowland skill in my opinion. Then we got the 2 skill. This is the one with the super armor. Yo, it's actually a very long 2 skill. Like, look at that. It's very, very long. Still a Shadowland skill though. 3 skill looks really, really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. The iframe ends before the skill ends though. Okay, let's see. Yo, 4 skill, way cool as well. And seeing that, I don't know what you want to call it, an air bomb. That looks really, really cool. She's like a character I'm gonna have a little bit of fun with. And this is the kind of like yo, I'm not even gonna say what I'm saying, but look at the angles, boys. Get the angles if you get what I'm saying, right? That premium angle. Anyways, yeah, she looks like she's gonna be a lot of fun to play with. And looking at the stat buffs and stuff, I think she's gonna be overall a very good character. Let's jump out of here. I need to check Voodoo's leadership and show that to you guys, and then we can take a look at her leadership as well. Hers is all speed, nothing impressive. And I need to stop backing all the way out. And Voodoo, I think Voodoo's leadership, I was looking at it earlier, and I think it's a weaker version of White Fox's leadership, right? So it increases all debuffs, but White Fox has a little bit more than this. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at this kid right here. And before the update even dropped, I said these characters had to come in and they had to be at least the same tier as Iron Hammer. Characters that, even though they're not like super OP busted, they'll be relevant long after this update. And I can definitely tell you, Arrow definitely looks better than a lot of the paywall characters that we have. Definitely no Nick Fury Ghost Panther level, but she definitely looks solid. Now we got 50% chance to penetrate barrier and shield, nothing impressive, but he has super armor natively, which is really good. So tier 2 passive, not anything great, but it's definitely above average, especially if you take a look at the bonus damage. 45% is pretty solid. And then we got the 1 skill, bleed, don't care for that. Bleed, don't care for that. Okay, so we have immunity for 4 seconds, 12-second cooldown. It's a nice attack buff, but the duration is short. Okay, and then we got, wow, this is a very good 4-star passive, my guys. my guy, I don't know English. But anyways, this is a very, very, very good 4-star passive. 22% all attack, 22% crit rate, 3 seconds, and it's a cooldown time of 2 seconds. So basically, every time you are attacking, you're gonna have this buff up. This is one of the best 4-star passives in the game. Like, yeah, that's crazy. And then he has defense down that applies in World Boss. 5 seconds though, they seem to like that 5-second thing, but it's okay. And he has invincibility. So he has invincibility and immunity and defense down that applies in World Boss with super armor. Overall, he's looking like he's gonna be a very solid character, but nothing is set in stone yet. Defense, leadership is garbage. So basically all of these leaderships that we're getting from these 3 new characters are not anything that I would be using personally. Okay, that 1 skill definitely looks really, really cool. As you all know, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, I'm fascinated by characters that use swords, right? Anybody that reminds me of Zoro from One Piece, I'm with it. And this kid's gonna see some playtime from me because this 2 skill looks really, really cool. Yeah. Anyways, let's stop spamming it. Let's see. 1 skill is basically just Shadowland. Has an iframe on it, so it could be. Nah. The iframe takes too long to activate. But you see, this skill is not even an iframe. So I think it could be situationally useful, but again, that's a risky skill. But I guess because you have, the immunity here, you could open with that and then use one of those other skills. But yeah, I really like the flash, the flare on his skills. It just has that magical feel. And then let's go. Ooh. Yo, this kid is gonna be getting some playtime for me. See, the close-up action and the cinematic that these guys got, I expected to see one from Voodoo as well. So I'm disappointed that Netmarble didn't go that extra mile for him. But it is what it is. They look really, really good. So all three new characters look solid in my opinion, right? Now let's jump over to the uniforms. We're gonna have to fly through these really quickly. I'm sorry guys, we'll do extensive reviews on them really soon, I promise you that. So first and foremost, we got Vision. We gotta touch on Vision, right, and see what he got. Anything stellar? We got, definitely was not, okay, why is that 96? Oh, the skill is not maxed out, okay. So damage accumulation, okay, definitely wasn't expecting to see that. Okay, so that's actually not bad, 16%, but it's only for 1 second. Is that a refreshing buff? And he has invincibility. Okay, also guys, check this out. He kind of looks awkward, like he's standing with his chest like stuck up and his nose, like not his nose, but his chin like tucked down. He kind of looks very awkward, but they changed how this uniform looks now. So I don't know, it looks okay, but whatever. I'm not sure why they went back and did it, but whatever. Anyways, let's actually take a look at the uniform bonus here really quickly. So 20% all attack. Okay, that's really good. So this uniform is only offering him one change, which honestly, oftentimes I would be very like disappointing or upset when a character only gets one change with a uniform, but because he only got one change and he got a rework, it tells me that they didn't leave out too much just to sell us a uniform, right? So I'm okay with that. If they had given him like 6 changes, then it would have told me that they didn't put enough in the base kit, that they reworked, and they just wanted to sell us a uniform. So I'm not too upset that he only got one change. I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. And let's move on. We'll look at the skills individually another time. I don't want to keep you guys here for like a 50-minute video. So then we got my baby Scarlet Witch. I just want to see if they got anything like new and exciting. So far, I'm not really seeing anything like major on my baby Scarlet Witch. Okay, and oh, hold a phone. So now she has mind resistance down on her 5th skill. That was not there before. Let's actually jump over here. Okay, so her uniform bonus has been increased because before it was only 15% physical damage reduction. Now it's 25%. And before on the 5th skill, oh no, the 5th skill wasn't being changed. Okay, so basically they kind of nerfed her but kind of buffed her at the same time. You guys may think I'm crazy, but trust me, I know Scarlet Witch like the back of my head. No pun intended. Anyways, I really love Scarlet Witch. So you can see right here, there was a 40% attack buff when you used it, but there was no mind resistance down. But now with this uniform, there's the mind resistance down, which will definitely increase your DPS, but you're only getting 25% mind damage increase. So it's kind of a nerf and kind of a buff, but overall, I think she's gonna do more damage, especially if you're somebody who had like a mind damage obelisk on her now, because if you see for yourself, 4 to 5 skills are mind damage, whereas before it was only, you see for yourself, was only 3. Right, so you're definitely gonna get more damage out of her if you were using a mind damage obelisk on her previously. So that's pretty good. We'll take a look at the animation in a follow-up video, boys, because like I said, I don't want to keep you guys here super long. Now we have Pietro. Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more from his tier 3. So we got, I don't know why we need ignore defense here, but whatever. I guess it's kind of fitting. He's hitting you so fast that he's ignoring your defense. Then he has 75%. Hold up. Oh, okay. Sorry, misread that. So there's 80% ignore dodge here. I don't know why I said 75%. I was looking at the 175 from the physical damage. Okay, so I was really hoping that this would have iframe ignore or it would have defense down. So I'm a little bit disappointed, but overall, if the damage on this skill is really good, then Pietro is gonna be a banger for me, right? All they really did for his uniform was they took this uniform and combined it with this. You can see for yourself if you go over to the uniform page here, right? It says 4 skill changes, but 2 of the skill changes are the changes from this uniform. And the other ones are just additional hits added on to the previous skills. Like Fancy Footwork just has some more hits, and Days of Thunder just has some more hits. More hits, more problems, because yeah, Pietro, he don't play around. So it's going to be very interesting to see how much this guy upsets the timeline meta. Moving on, we got to take a look at these 3 girls. We put them on the same team because, yeah, this one right here is going to be a game changer for sure, for sure. Like, well, she's already a game changer, but boys, I just want to show you guys something really, really quickly that could really change the game. Look at Luna Snow's forward skill. Look at this thing. I just want to turn off the AI and I just want to refresh this for you guys. Okay? Let's stay over here. Look at this. Look at the okay. Look at the radius of this skill. Look at the guys all the way in the back. They're getting hit from all the way in the back. Like, her new forward skill is mental. The other one was not very safe because she was moving around and you could move into the direct path of an attack. But now she's not moving. She's in an iframe. The skill is a little bit longer, but by the time the iframe ends, the enemies are already enticed. So yeah, this skill is absolutely like bananas. Luna Snow's value in this uniform is gonna go up, right? She's gonna become a much safer PvE character, and she's gonna have more damage than she's ever had because now the forward skill is looking like it's gonna do real damage. Before, it was just being used for the entice, but now it's offering you basically cold defense down, right? So it's basically the same as defense down for the most part, right? So Luna Snow's damage is going up exponentially just because of this one skill right here, just offering the defense down, but it's also offering good damage from what I can see. Okay, I'm gauging like how many hits it's doing and just how much of the map it's eating up, like, and the residual hits and all that. Luna Snow is looking like she's gonna be freaking bananas, not to mention she's getting more cold damage on the uniform bonus here, right? So yeah, man, Luna Snow is looking like she's gonna be bananas. We're gonna test them all out in the next couple of days, right? Like I said, I don't want to do like a super long video here. I just want to give y'all a brief overview. The one I'm most concerned about is actually Crescent, because taking a look at her in the live stream, I saw basically a lot of the same things the character had previously. And one thing she never had, and she looks like she still doesn't have, is good damage. I don't want to judge it too early, but she looks like she's all flash and no substance, right? I could be wrong, and I'm hoping I am, but she has a lot of buffs, but it doesn't really translate to very much. So I'm gonna have to really play with her extensively. I think she's one of the characters that I'm gonna focus on for the next couple days because her value as a premium character is not very good in the current state of the game, and this uniform could change that, so we'll have to wait and see, right? There's a lot of buffs here, but I don't want to focus too heavily on the buffs because having all this buff is good, but if it doesn't really translate to good damage, then it's ultimately meaningless. However, though, what is not meaningless is Luna Snow's uniform and White Fox getting a uniform. I was actually very happy to see that the 2 skills that they focused on changing for this uniform is actually the 2 that I think needed to be worked on, the 1 and the 3, which is really good. So check this out. White Fox in this uniform has 15% more all attack. So when you pick this uniform up, not only do you get 15% here because it's a premium uniform, right? You get another 15 here, but that's not where it ends, right? She now has Entice on her 1 skill to go along with the Charm on her 5th skill. So she has more crowd control than she's ever had. However, in addition to that, check this out. On her 3rd skill, she now has 20% more all attack, 35% all defense, which I guess the defense is good, but because she has the healing and the iframes, the defense doesn't really matter. What matters here is the fact that she has a 20% all attack buff, and you can see right here, she still kept the 15% all attack buff. Now you would think that these 2 would override each other. However, take a look at this. They actually stack. So you see one here, and then we go ahead and use the other one and check that out. Now we got, yeah, both of those buffs activated at the exact same time. So not only are we getting that 15% from the uniform plus 15% from the uniform bonus, we also get 20% from the skill and oh my goodness, 15% from, yeah, this is a uniform that is definitely being bought day one. For me, White Fox is looking quite stellar. And she was already a really good character because of the fact that she has the charm and she has the support passive going for her, right? These two uniforms, Luna Snow and White Fox, definitely getting bought for me day one. Crescent, I'm gonna have to play around with her during this test period and see ultimately how she turns out for me. Last but definitely not least, well, I guess there's two here, but you know what I mean. We're gonna take a look at Rogue because she's the character that many of us have been waiting on for a very, very long time. We'll take a look at Sabretooth at the very end because he's gonna be a little bit more controversial. Now, let's take a look at Rogue, and you'll see that the tier 2 passive didn't change with this uniform. However, she did get a buff to her 2 skill. It's going up from 30% physical attack to 40%, which is good. And then we have the uniform right here offering 15% defense down, but it doesn't apply in World Boss, so that really sucks. And they didn't change her 4-star passive, and you guys know I was a big fan of the power drain working in World Boss to steal people's buffs, or at the very least being able to remove all buffs instead of just active buffs, and that is not happening here, so that's quite unfortunate. And then we got Sub-Zero Touch, which has a really cool animation, and we'll take a look at that in another video. But last but not least, we have her 5th skill, which is definitely her best skill. It was before and it still is. However, it only removes active buffs, but it has defense down that stacks all the way up to 55%, so that's Silver Surfer treatment, and it's for 10 seconds, plus a 35% all attack buff, immunity, which was already there. She can now reflect physical damage because of the fact that, let's take a look at it one time. I know I said we didn't want to make this a super long video because there's a lot to go through, right? You can see my boy Colossus comes through, Rogue touches him, and she just gets a little taste of that pow. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to play with Rogue. Ultimately though, what really matters for Rogue is the damage output, right? So the skill could look as cool as they want. I'm personally very happy to finally take her out of this thing, right? Because it's really ugly. This thing looks pretty beautiful, I can't lie, right? So it's gonna be a nice feeling to take her out of that thing. Last and definitely least for a lot of people is Sabretooth. Unfortunately, he didn't get what I wanted him to get. And during the live stream, I cannot lie to you guys, I was big mad. I was way past the point of reason when I saw they only gave him 1 skill change and a 10% all attack buff with 15% chain hit damage. Chain hit damage is really good because he hits a lot. The all attack is nice, but when I saw 1 freaking skill change, I was pissed off. I was like, oh my goodness, how they gonna do my boy Victor like this? Everybody getting 4 or 5 skill changes, they give him 1, and then CMKG gonna tell me, oh, it's an amazing skill change? Nah, bro, it ain't sit right with me. But then when I came in, I was like, let me click on the skill real quick. Check it out, boys. Defense down, stacks all the way up to 75%. That's right. Big juicy stacks of defense down, and it's 10 seconds, partner. That's good. That's good. Plus, he still has that attack buff and the crit rate buff and the immunity here. Plus, you can tap and hold and charge the skill. It's cool. It's cool. I'm still a little bit sad. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I would have liked to see a little bit more. You guys know I wanted accumulation, right? And I also wanted to see them change his his 4-star passive to make it so that it was a 30% chance when he's attacking to activate the defense down, and that way you didn't have to rely on him being below 99% to get it. However, they did a workaround here. They gave him even more defense down capabilities, right? And this one will always activate. It will work in World Boss, and I don't have to worry about keeping him below a certain HP threshold. So I'm really happy with this change, even though it's a small change. Personally, I think they could have gone much further. I know a lot of you guys are going to be very, very pissed off to only see 1 skill change. And when I initially saw this, I was like, oh my goodness, Emma Frost all over again. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is way better than for Emma Frost, simply because Emma Frost had a uniform previously, Victor didn't, so he's gonna get a lot more than Emma Frost got from her Phoenix 5 uniform. He's gonna get the all attack buff, he's gonna get the uniform bonus, right? Plus he's gonna get more defense down. So that's actually really good. I wouldn't say this is a must buy uniform, but it's definitely more worthwhile to pick this up over somebody like Emma Frost's second uniform. Lastly, we got to take a look at the new world bosses. Well, I guess we got a couple more things we got to touch on. It's a long video. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so we got to take a look at the new world bosses, Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. We're not going to play them, but we are going to look at the rewards and talk about it a little bit. So unfortunately, guys, well, I guess it's fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. It's fortunate because for mutant updates, these guys are going to be your priority. You can farm them and you can get Phoenix Feathers and Ground Crystals, right? You also can get all of the other materials, so like Essence of Dimension, Titan Component Pack, CCF, right? You can get a Blast Book from Wanda, PHO, you can get a Speed Book, right? It's good. However, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm kind of sad because if they don't increase the cap, there's going to be no real incentive to play these bosses until we get a mutant update. When there's a mutant update incoming, you're low on feathers, you go ahead and you hit these guys up. But with these bosses over here, you can just run them every day for fun. I guess you could still always play against these guys and you just quit out last second so you don't clear the stage. But it really sucks because it means I won't be able to push high level with these guys for a long time because I'm always going to be full on feathers and stuff, and I don't want to waste my entries every day when I could be collecting Black Antimatter and Chaos Stormstones to get other characters to level 70. So it's kind of unfortunate, and I think they should really consider raising the cap. But I feel like because they're giving us an additional way to earn these materials that they consider to be premium, right? They're not gonna raise the cap. They'll say, we just gave you guys a way to earn more of these, so figure out how to make it work. We're not gonna raise the cap. And that's a bit unfortunate, but I am grateful that we're getting new ways to farm these materials. So whenever we get more mutants in the future, it's not such a tight bottleneck situation where you have to like purchase a whole bunch of feathers and Ground Crystals. So it's a dual-edged sword, if you will. Like, I'm happy to see new world boss ultimate stages in the game, but it's unfortunate that, yeah, it's Ground Crystals and Phoenix Feathers, and there's still a cap on them that I know of, right? Maybe they'll increase it when the update goes live. I don't know, but I'm still going by the 3-3, you know, the 3K that we've had for the past little while. So yeah, lastly, we got to take a look at the Dimension mission because this is where I would say majority of us will be spending a lot of time daily grinding for materials, right? We need the comic cards, we need the custom gears, we need all that, right? Now you can see for yourself, going to level 10, it doesn't give you 6-star cards, it gives you 3-star varieties of basically everything that you would get from the 3 game modes that we are losing. However, if you go to the support shop, you can purchase bios for different characters. Now, I'm assuming that the bios that you can purchase here will change when the stage changes. And by the stage, I mean, today we have the Stark Tower. Tomorrow it will be something else. And I'm assuming that every day that rolls over, there'll be new bios that are available in the shop right here, like for today, because I think we are missing a couple characters. Actually, no, we are not. I've seen... yeah, we're actually not missing any characters. We have Gwenpool, we have Inferno, we have Vulture. So all of the semi-premiums that we could previously farm from special missions are actually here, including a couple others that were only farmable through like the mission token shop or even Villain Siege, because before Kate Bishop, you could only get her for free from like Shadowland selectors, or you could get her from Villain Seed. So they've actually included a couple that were not actually farmable before. The only thing that I think we're really missing here is UUKs. Yeah, so that's actually gonna be a new bottleneck. I'm a little bit upset about that because uniform upgrade kits are actually very valuable. Let me drop a couple of these and see what's inside. Okay, so it's random and you can get all the way up to 4-star cards. That's good. Let's do that for the custom gear chest. Okay, you can go all the way up to 4-star. And I'm a little bit, like, I cannot lie to you guys, I'm a little bit upset about the fact that there's no UUK in the shop. So you're gonna have to like farm them from this mission. Also, for those of you guys who are concerned about the gold count, take a look at this 1.6 million gold for just getting your contribution points up. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. And the further along you go, the more gold you're apparently going to get, because as you can see right here, and it actually refreshes every day. Yeah, this is actually going to be very interesting. I need to play around with this thing a little bit more. There's one thing that I absolutely need to find out, because with the removal, I'm assuming, because I don't know where it is right now, with the quest pack removed for special missions, what is actually going to be the situation for Dormammu? I've come to bargain, my G. Where can you be found? Character can be purchased in shop. What? Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see something here, guys. Yeah. Yo, Dormammu's not here. Wait, so how are people gonna get him now? That doesn't make sense. I wonder if they're gonna give him away as like a login reward for like new people who don't have him, but they would have to do that literally all the time. No, there has to be another way to get Dormammu. Maybe I'm missing the maybe I'm missing the quest pack, and it's still somehow tied to this thing in some way, shape, or form, because it doesn't make sense that he's nowhere to be found in the shop. And in here, you can still use your, by the way, guys, you can still use your hidden tickets. And hold up, let me show you guys something really quickly. For those of you guys who are wondering, you can still get the CTP of Transcendence. I seen that earlier, right? So if you can still farm hidden roots, I know I said this was not going to be a super long video, guys. Trust me, I tried my best, but now I'm actually like genuinely like confused and concerned. Even though Dormammu was falling all the way off, I would like to know where he actually is. Let's see. So Universal. I wonder if he's going to be in this shop here and he's going to randomly pop up on certain days and you could purchase him for tokens. I really don't know how they're going to make this work. Like I said, this is a test build, so not everything is finalized yet. Maybe the Dormammu situation is still something they're figuring out. But ultimately, what I can tell you guys is, if you haven't completed the quest pack yet and you're close, if you have a couple characters that you can get to tier 2 and you've been putting them off, get them to tier 2, collect all of the rewards, because something is going on with the quest pack. I'm not sure what it is just yet, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any rewards. I personally have been slacking on completing off the quest pack for a good little while, even though I've had the characters ready to be tier 2. I'm actually going to tier 2 them tonight, and yeah, I'm going to collect all my rewards just so I don't miss out, because they might actually compensate people who miss out by giving out even more stuff. So yeah, you might want to just finish everything you can off, and then maybe you'll get like another CTP as a compensation reward. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dormammu. Something he might be trapped, boys. He might be trapped in that time loop. Doctor Strange ain't playing no games, man. It doesn't make sense because he's not in the store. Maybe because this is a test build, the store, no, but they wouldn't sell him. They would not sell him. After all this time, they wouldn't start selling him for crystals. Yeah, it absolutely has to be tied to something in some way, shape, or form. They probably haven't finalized it yet. Anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Sorry for making this a super long video. I just wanted to touch on everything a little bit, right? Because I know you guys are going to have a lot of questions, and I have a lot of questions myself. I'm sorry I didn't preview every single skill, but we will get to that. We'll get into some nice, juicy gameplay. I promise you guys that. Y'all know I'm good for it. Anyways, man, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.